I remember putting on 50 pounds from the end of COVID to 2022, and it was honestly such a hard time for me, especially because I had tied so much of my identity around losing weight. I had made videos on my YouTube channel called How I Lost 120 Pounds, and realistically, when I got up to 250 pounds, I no longer was in, like, it was no longer 120 pounds. I was like, I'm a liar, like, I didn't even lose 120 pounds anymore. There was a time where I was vegan and I was just being really ignorant about my nutrition, and I was working out so hard, but I was eating so poorly and I was making no progress. I actually jumped from 234 to 250 in almost like a month's time, just because it was getting so aggressively bad. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And at that point I was like, okay, something has to change because clearly I'm doing it wrong. And that's when I quit veganism. I started eating chicken. I was like, I need to eat more protein. Clearly my nutrition is wrong. Once I started eating more meat and figuring out my nutrition, things got better. But for a long time, it was really, really difficult for me to even look at myself. I would just hide in big sweatshirts. I wouldn't look in the mirror. I would always look down. Like, I was disassociating from my body at that point. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruby. In today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I came back from a 50-pound weight gain and how I was able to pick up myself physically and mentally and get back on the horse. If you guys are interested in hearing more about that, please make sure to keep watching, but first subscribe to the channel, join the gang, give this video a thumbs up if this is the type of content you like so I know that, and then there's a bell notification if you never want to miss an upload. So the first thing you need to do to get back on the horse and get back on track is identify the problem. What are you doing wrong? Is it your food? Is it your nutrition? Is it your lack of discipline? Is it your lack of realistic thinking? For me, it was the food and it was the lack of realistic thinking, because in my head, I thought I could eat cake every single day and, you know, eat whatever I wanted to and, you know, mindfully eat and intuitively eat, and I could just work out and there'd be no problems and I could lose weight. That was my problem, in combination with not really eating any protein because I was a vegan. So identifying that problem and figuring out, okay, what do I need to target and what do I need to tackle? Step 2 is now going to be make a plan. So now we need to know, now we know what we're targeting, and now how do we fix the problem? If it's your nutrition, you need to figure out how much protein is necessary for your body size. You just Google it. If I'm a 5'9" woman at 200 pounds, how much protein do I need to eat? There's equations you can do, maybe put it on the screen or in the description if I can. So figure out how much protein to eat. Identify, are you overeating? Realistically, you probably are, for 2 reasons. One, food labels are not always accurate, so we will truly never know how many calories we are eating, because even with the labels are accurate and they can round up and they can round down on the numbers if it contains close to an amount or not an amount. So those are never going to be accurate. And then also, if you're not weighing and making all of your food, you don't know what's in it. If you eat out, you don't know what's in it. And even I used to eat a half a cup of oatmeal and I would scoop it with a measuring scoop all the way to the top. And then I started weighing it out with like a food scale, and it was actually less than the half a cup. Like, I filled it all the way to the top, but the amount of grams was actually less than the top. So even when I thought I was eating the right portion of oats, it was still more, because unless you're really weighing it out, you don't know. So you probably are overeating, just realistically, like most people are overeating. So figuring out what you're going to do about it. So if you are going to go low, my suggestion would be like a high protein, moderate carb, calorie deficit. Again, you can look up your TDEE, figure out how many calories you need to maintenance, and then it will tell you how many calories to be in a deficit. Everything like that is super easy to find. So create your plan. Are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to start working out? Are you going to do some weightlifting with some cardio? Are you only going to do cardio? The only thing The only reason I would suggest doing more cardio is because you don't need to eat as much protein when you're doing cardio. If you have a lot of weight to lose, it might be easier to lose like 40 pounds just doing cardio in a calorie deficit if you don't want to worry about all the protein. Because once you start lifting weights, you got to eat more protein. In the long run, yes, like building muscle does help you lose weight because muscle uses more calories at rest than fat does, and then your metabolism goes up and then you can burn more calories that way. But also, now you're spending more money on protein, you're figuring out how much protein you have to eat, you're being like totally consumed with it. So it really depends on what works best for you. Also, what do you have access to? If you have no access to weights, but you have access to a treadmill, you might start picking up running, you know? Like that just might be what works for you. So make your plan and figure it out. And now once you have the plan is the easy part. The plan is the easy part. There is so much information on this earth. There are so many sources of ways you can figure out what to eat and how to work out. We got the plan, easy peasy, the lemon has been squeezied. Next, what you have to now do is rinse and repeat. And what I mean is every day, baby, every single day, you're gonna do it the same. You now know what you're eating every day, eat it. You now know what workouts you're doing, do your workouts. You know what days you're resting, rest on those days. Do it every single day, every single day. And for a long time, it's gonna feel like you've made no progress. It might feel like, okay, I've been doing this for a while, and like, if you do need to assess, because if there could be reasons you aren't making real progress, but if you have a good plan and if you've looked at what you need in your numbers and you're not playing in la la land like me with the carbs and the veganism, if you're being real, your plan should work. So just give your plan time. You're gonna do it every single day, rinse and repeat every single day. And then one day, eventually, it will work. That is the hardest part, is just the waiting and not getting discouraged, the waiting and the comparing, because I just remembered, like, I would just be like so frustrated. Like, what do you mean I haven't lost weight? What do you mean I worked out 23 out of 30 days this month and I look the literal exact same? What do you mean? What do you mean? But just be consistent, do it again and again and again and again and again and again. And then with time, it will happen. And honestly, you'll start to feel better too in the consistency once you're really kind of doing everything you need to do over and over again. Like, you'll feel like you're back on the horse. Like, you'll be on the horse even if you don't like look exactly how you want to look. So, because you know, getting back on the horse is about feeling good too. It's not just about getting back down to that goal weight. You know, we want to be in the happy mental place, because sad mental places aren't fun, duh. So once you work the plan and do it and do it and do it, you should get results. And for me, I'll be honest, it took a little more time than I wanted it to. I had to assess. Don't forget to assess. And like, also don't forget, like, you can lose weight at different speeds. If you want to lose half a pound a week, you can lose half a pound a week. If you want to lose a pound and a half a week, lose a pound and a half. Don't go over more than 2 pounds, because that's unhealthy. But what I'm saying is, like, at first, if you want to just lose half a pound a week for a little while, and then you decide to assess, and then you want to maybe take out a little something or switch something up and you want to lose a pound a week, you can do that too. So feel free to assess and make adjustments to what you need. But honestly, getting your plan in motion and then just repeating it. And then trust yourself to do it every single day, and then be disciplined. And find accountability too, because if you don't have somebody to hold you accountable, you might have some issues, especially if you're off the horse. You know what I'm saying? It's really easy to stay off the horse if nobody knows that you're down. But if somebody knows you're down, it might be a little easier. So that's what helped me get back on track, back to feeling better. It was really a long haul of just like every day doing it, no matter how I felt or how I looked or like what I thought other people thought of me. And just like for so long, I would even just like wear, like I said, wear hoodies and not even acknowledge my body, not even look at my body, pretend it didn't even exist, until things really started to form up. And then one day it kind of was just there, and I looked a whole lot better and I felt a whole lot better. So if this video helped you guys out, please make sure to give it a like so that way I know you're interested in this type of content. Also, subscribe to the channel, join the gang, and then turn my notification on so you never miss an upload. If you guys want to hang out when I'm not posting here on YouTube, I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Snapchat. Go ahead, hang, follow, subscribe, like those. Otherwise, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.